welcome. Today we're diving into an educational framework that's about so much more than just raising good kids. This is about a roadmap for building stronger families and you know what? Maybe even a better world. Let's get into it.
So let's just start with the big question, the one that probably keeps a lot of us up at night. In this world of nonstop digital noise and constant dizzying change, how in the world do we raise kids who have strong character and, maybe most importantly, a sense of inner peace? The old guidebooks, they're just not cutting it anymore. This model, though, it offers a new way forward.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with the modern challenge that makes a model like this so necessary. Then we'll explore its core vision, break down its foundations, see how it actually works in practice, and finally, look at its huge potential as a roadmap for the future.
All right, so first up, the modern parenting challenge. Let's really dig into the why. The world our kids are growing up in is, well, it's intense, and we need a framework that's actually built for this new reality.
Look, we're all feeling it, right? The digital, social, and cultural pressures are immense, and they demand a much more complete, a more holistic approach. This isn't about throwing out timeless wisdom, not at all. It's about applying it in a way that truly addresses the whole person, their mind, their heart, and their soul.
And that brings us right to the heart of the model, this beautiful concept of Qurra A'yun. Now, this isn't some dry academic term. It's a deeply human feeling, an aspiration. It's that state of profound peace and just pure joy that comes from seeing your family truly thrive, not just on the outside, but in their character and their well-being. The entire model is really inspired by this one powerful prayer from the Quran. It just perfectly captures the ultimate goal, to raise children and build families that become a source of deep, lasting joy and tranquility. It's not about perfection. It's about striving for a state of inner peace that just radiates through the whole family.
So what does Qurra A'yun actually mean? Well, it literally translates to coolness of the eyes, which is a beautiful way of describing profound joy and relief. It's that feeling, that deep satisfaction a parent gets when they see their child embody goodness, integrity, and purpose. It's the end result of a balanced, holistic, and values-driven upbringing.
Now, to get to that state, the model is crystal clear. The foundation is everything. And it puts a huge emphasis on this next point. The first 6 years of a child's life are absolutely critical. This is where their core psychological and emotional blueprint gets wired. It's why those early years at home are the primary focus.
Okay, so let's look under the hood. What makes this model so solid? Well, it's built on this brilliant philosophy of integration, of bringing together all these different streams of knowledge into one powerful framework. At the very core is this idea of two books that give us a complete worldview. So it totally rejects that false choice between faith and science. You have the Book of Revelation, which gives us the why, our ultimate purpose, our values, our compass. And then you have the Book of the Universe, which gives us the how, the real world, the place where we apply those values.
And the sheer breadth of sources here is just incredible. The model doesn't just lean on one thing. It weaves together divine guidance, the deep wisdom of classical Islamic scholars, powerful insights from Islamic psychology, and the practical tools from modern science and family studies. It's the whole shebang, all unified by this grander vision.
And we absolutely have to give credit where it's due. This comprehensive model is the intellectual property of Dr. Salah Abdel Razek of Halwan University, and it was developed through the pioneering work of the International Institute of Islamic Thought, also known as IIIT, under the leadership of its president, Dr. Hisham Al-Talib.
Okay, so we've covered the why and the what. Let's shift gears now and look at the how. How does all this philosophy turn into something practical, something a parent or an educator can actually use? When you break it down, the structure is beautifully simple. It's like a formula. You start with the right inputs, that whole integrated knowledge base we just talked about. Then you channel that knowledge through key processes. These are the core educational actions. And the result? You get the desired outputs, balanced people, stable families, and a flourishing ethical society.
And this is how you know if it's actually working. The model gives you these concrete, measurable signs. This is what's so cool about it. It takes that big, abstract goal of Qurra A'yun and turns it into a practical checklist for your family's development. It really turns hope into a solid plan.
All right, in our final section, let's zoom all the way out. Because even though this model is rooted in a rich Islamic intellectual tradition, its core principles, integration, balance, purpose-driven education, these are profoundly universal ideas. This is truly a framework for all of humanity.
So who is this for? Well, that's the crucial point. It has such wide applicability. This isn't just for one type of family or one specific community. It's a powerful tool for any family that's looking for a balanced, values-based approach. It's for educators who want to build character, not just test scores. It's for counselors, for community leaders, really for anyone who believes a better world starts with stronger families.
When you really get down to it, the ambition here is just breathtaking. This model frames parenting not as just some private, personal task, but as a civilizational project. The goal is nothing less than to raise a generation that's spiritually grounded and actively engaged in making the world a better place. People who feel a deep sense of stewardship for the earth and everyone on it.
And that's what I want to leave you with, this final, powerful question to think about. In a world that feels like it's facing so many huge crises, what if the most important, most impactful change we can make starts right where we are? What if the real key to healing our world begins with how we build our homes?